So I was watching a video of how Olusegun Obasanjo, when he was the president of Nigeria, helped Dangote to start producing cement. Now this speech is about a 5-minute speech, but if you look beyond the speech, you understand why we have a lot of problems we have today in Nigeria. Right? Now hear this, watch this.
I was worried about the situation of cement in Nigeria.
This was when he was president.
And I woke up at 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep.
The president could not sleep.
Then I waited till 5 a.m. I phoned Aliko Dangote. Aliko was in Lagos, I was in Abuja.
Of course.
And I woke him up. I said, Aliko, what are you doing? He said, what should he? A gentleman be doing at 5 a.m. He should be sleeping. I said, well,
of course.
I have no apologies for waking you up. Can you see me at 7 a.m.? He said, Mr. President, it's bad enough that you wake me up at 5 a.m. But for me to see you at 7 a.m. when I'm in Lagos and you are in Abuja, and the first flight is 7 a.m., it is impossible. I said, what time can you see me? He said 9 a.m.
9 a.m., okay.
And he came at 9 a.m. When he came, simple question. I said, Aliko, why are you importing cement and not producing cement?
He was importing it at that time to sell in Nigeria.
And he said to me, do you want an honest answer? I said, if I call you here, I want an honest answer. That's why I've called you. He said, because it's more profitable for me to import cement and sell than for me to produce cement, which is an honest answer.
Very honest.
Then I asked him the second question. I said, what can I do to make you produce cement? He said again, you want an honest answer? I said, yes. He said, make it unprofitable for me to produce cement as it is profitable for me to import cement and sell. Again, I haven't got to where I was going or he was leading me.
How do we do that?
I said, how do I do that? He said, tie my importation of cement with my production of cement. My head got it. I said, you can go.
It needs you to help him secure the market.
Minister for Industry, who also came from the private sector. I said, look, I've had this discussion with Aliko
Dangote.
Come and go and work it out. So Aliko then planned to produce 5 million tons of cement a year.
Okay.
Since we started producing cement in 1956 up to 2003, we've never produced 5 million tons.
That's all together.
So when Aliko made that, the people in the ministry said he's telling a lie.
Yeah.
He wants to, he's making it up. I said, all right, let's see how his lie will work. So I put 2 people in Aliko's construction site, and
the factory.
They are reporting to me every day. The day Aliko, the contractor did not work, they will phone and tell me, and I will immediately phone Aliko. So one day Aliko came to me and said, Mr. President, I'm getting worried about you. I said, what have I done? He said, you know about this cement project more than myself. And it is not a government project. I'm getting worried about you. I say, hey, my brother Aliko, this is a Nigerian
Everywhere is
project.
TE.
So anything Nigeria is a government project.
Of course.
Not only did Aliko succeed in the first 5 million, he succeeded in the second 5 million. He succeeded in the third 5 million. I started taking him out to other countries in Nigeria, in Africa. I took him to Tanzania. I took him to Senegal. That's how Aliko made it.
Okay.
Partnership between the private and the public.
And the government sectors.
Partnership between leadership at every level.
It's called PPE, public-private, PPP, public-private partnership. You see, I have 2 friends, right? When I was growing up, one papa they produce envelope, the other one papa they produce nylon. Today, the 2 companies are no longer functioning. Do you know why? It's cheaper to import envelope than to produce it. See, most of these countries that produce, like China, they have deliberately subsidized raw materials for their production companies to be able to produce. What China produces for us is not what they produce for themselves. They are ready to meet everybody's need. If you want low quality, they'll give you. If you want high quality, they'll give you. But by all means, they must produce. Most of the things we are not producing today in Nigeria, it is because the people who are importing them will make sure that the production does not work. So if the government wants us to produce, you first of all nip those people at the board. Tell them that this your importation cannot work. If you want to do anything, come and produce it. Today they want to stop Dangote from refining fuel. I'm telling you now. It did the eye of those NNPC importers. May they just stop her so that they see they import rubbish come from Malta and foreign countries. How can our planes be flying on imported jet fuel and Dangote is producing it, and Dangote's one is cheaper than the one they are selling to our airlines? Why? Because those people don't want Dangote to sell it to the airlines. They rather keep that business so that they can be importing. In fact, if there's a way to burn that refinery down. And we're not just talking about Dangote, we're talking about every production sector. If you get up today and say you want to produce razor blade, the first problem you have is the government. They will use their hand to destroy it for you and then go and beg Oyibo to come and do it here. If the country will work, the president knows exactly what to do.